Hello everyone. Now that we know what are data types in C++, here we are going to discuss about conversion of one data type to another data type. That is what our topic is for this video, that is type conversion. So let's begin. Type conversion is as stated, it's basically converting one data type, variable of one data type to variable of another data type. Basically we can convert int to char, or we can convert char to int, or we can convert long to float, and we can do all such things, all such conversions using type conversion. Okay, in C++ there are basically two types of conversion. One is known as implicit and another one is explicit. Okay, let's discuss implicit conversion. Implicit conversion is the conversion that is done by the compiler itself. This is automatically done by the compiler. The compiler automatically converts one data type to another data type. In this case, there can be a data loss. There can be a data loss, or there cannot be a data loss. No data loss. Okay, so let's understand this concept. This concept of implicit conversion can be understood using two major topics, that is integral promotion and then promotion according to priority. Okay, the first thing that happens is integral promotion, and after that, if the operands are still not matching, then the promotion is done according to the priority. Let me tell you what are they one by one. So integral promotion is basically whenever we have a data type that is a form of integer but has less storage than an integer. Like basically we can consider all the data types that are less than an integer. So that would be a character, or that would be a bool, or that can be a short integer and all. So these all are converted directly to integer. These all are directly converted to integer, and this conversion is known as integral promotion. So basically if we have two short values, right? If we have a short a is equal to 2, okay, and we have a char c is equal to a, okay. Now if we do a plus c, in this during this operation, these both operands are less than integer, right? So these both are going to be converted to integer, and the value that is going to be out from this would be an integral type. That would be an integer. Okay, so this is what integral promotion is. And after that, suppose that even if after doing this integral promotion, still we have multiple data types in our expression or evaluation, then this second strategy, that is promotion according to priority, comes to play. So basically, if we have, suppose that we have a double as well, suppose that we have a double D as well, and here we write A plus C plus D. Now you see these both are converted to integer, right? But this is still double, right? So now these both cannot be converted, right? This double cannot be done, that integral promotion. So what will it do? It will promote according to the priority. The priority of double is more than this integer, so all these integer would be converted to double, and then it would be evaluated. Okay, and if you are interested in knowing the priority goes like this: from low priority to higher priority, the order goes integer, then from integer to unsigned integer, then from unsigned integer to long, and then to unsigned long. Then we have long, then we have unsigned long. Let me write it U long. This is just short for unsigned long. Then we have float, then we have double, and then finally we have long double. So you see, this is the order of priority. So everything that is less than integer will be automatically converted to integer using the integral promotion, and then after that, all the operands that are left, that will be converted to the highest priority altogether and then calculated. Okay, so this is the implicit type conversion that I was talking about. Now the second type is this explicit data type conversion. Okay, in explicit conversion, we can basically do two type of conversions. Basically, we can do C style typecasting, or we can use type conversion operator. We can use C style typecasting, or we can use type conversion operators. Type conversion operators. Okay. In this C-style typecasting, if we want to convert an expression into a certain data type, we just write that data type in a bracket, and then we write the expression. Here comes the expression, and here comes the data type. Okay, so basically we can have a float variable like a, and then we can do int b is equal to, we can simply convert int here, and we can do a. So what this will do, this will convert this a to an integer data type, and then it will store it to b. Okay, so you see, this is not done by the compiler, we are doing it by ourselves. Even if this is float, we can convert it int, and then while storing, this will, or the implicit conversion will convert this from integer to float. So suppose that this a is 12.5. So here, after explicitly converting into integer, it will become 12, and after inserting it into b, it will be implicit conversion, and it will become 12.0. Okay, so this is how basically C-style typecasting works. And we can use type conversion operators as well. There are 4 operators that we can use. One is static cast. Then we have dynamic cast. Then we have const cast. And then we have reinterpret cast. All these operators mostly work on pointers, and this constant cast works on constant variables to make it either constant variable or a not constant variable. These both type conversion operators are used for pointers and used in inheritance, right? We using these both operators, we can change the data type of a pointer of one class to another object of another class. Okay, and this constant cast is used to work on constant variables to change whether the variable is constant or not. And this reinterpret cast simply copies the direct binary value from one to another. It can just work on objects of even unrelated classes as well. Okay, so these might be sounding very confusing, but these are the topics that are deeply included in inheritance and pointers to objects. So that is a whole another topic to discuss about these 4 operators. So for now, let's just understand that there are 4 type conversion operators that we can use. Our major focus is going to be on C-style typecasting and this implicit conversions. Now let's see some working code example to understand these both better. So let's start with an example. Suppose that we have a float variable that is a, and let's assign a as 12.74. Okay, so this is a float value, it will be assigned normally. And now let's have an integer b, and then what we are going to do, we are going to assign this a to b. So what we are going to do, we are going to do b equals a, and then let's try what value have we got in b. Okay, because a was a float type and we are assigning a float value to a integer type. Alright, so let's see what we get our output now. So as you can see, we are getting 12 as our output, right? This is because that 12.74 has been typecasted to an integer type, and that is what I was talking about data loss. You see, the decimal value 0.74 has been lost, and we are left with only 12 here. So let's try something exact opposite of this. We'll try to have an integer a, and then we'll try to assign 12 here, and then we'll make this as a float. Okay. And now we are assigning an integer value to a float variable. Now let's see what we'll get as an output. As you can see, we are again getting 12, but this time this 12 is a float value, not an integer value. To prove that, what we can do, we can simply write fixed and set precision of up to 2 decimal places. And then this will print this 12 up to 2 decimal places. So we should get 12.00 at this point. Let's see. And as you can see, we have our output as 12.00. Okay. Now let's try an explicit type conversion to see how it is actually working. Suppose that we have int a equals 48. Alright. So we have int a equals 48. Now we are going to do char c equals, we are explicitly going to convert it to character variable of a. Alright. So whatever value is at the ASCII code 48, whatever character has the ASCII code as 48, will get that character in C. Alright. So if we directly print C, then we'll get the character that we were expecting. So let's check. So you see, we are getting 0, but 48 is not 0. This 0 is basically the character that is represented by the ASCII code 48. Alright, if we change this ASCII code, if we change it to, suppose that we change it to 103. Alright, and now if we run, you see we get the character G as our output. Alright, so this shows how we are explicitly converting an integer value to a character value. Alright, so that's it with type conversions. See you in the next video.